So I've been playing a little indie game which came out, I think, about a week or so ago, called Unpacking, which I've just flipped on some footage now. If you've never heard of Unpacking, it's exactly what the game name implies. It's a game about opening up boxes and unpacking them and moving their contents into a living space.
Love it.
It's interesting because when the trailer for this game was shown or revealed, I don't know, it popped onto my radar like a month ago, maybe, whatever. I watched it and thought, this is cool. This is just a very cool looking pixel style game about literally unpacking boxes. It's therapy. Because you wouldn't want to do that in real life, but in a game, now we're talking.
Unpacking in real life fucking
Oh no,
sucks.
worst. Yeah, let me tell you, this game is nothing like real life. It's enjoyable. But what I didn't expect really is that this game is actually a very clever vehicle for telling a story, because you're not just unpacking boxes in random houses. You're following the story of a female character from childhood through to adulthood, and obviously all the moves she makes in her lives. From the first level is essentially you can kind of assume that their first place was she was sharing a room with a sibling, and then now where the game kicks off, it's her family moving into a new house, and she's got her own room, because when you finish the level, you get a caption saying like, finally in my own room, or something like that.
Okay, interesting.
So the game's very clever on that front, in that it tells a whole story just through the items and things you're unpacking. And I don't know, it's just incredible, because it blew me away. It's not something I expected, honestly, from the simple act of unpacking boxes. But you start to see things throughout the level. So, for example, the first level is obviously childhood. You move through her life to, she's at varsity, she's studying, and you start seeing, for example, items being carried over through the years. So it's like, oh, I'm unpacking this plushie. That's something she had from childhood. Then the next level, it's like, oh, okay, she's obviously kept this, but now there's new stuff. And it's just a very clever way of conveying a story without actually saying anything. There's a lot you can infer from the stuff someone owns.
So you can kind of tell what things are special because
exactly
it like persists between packs. Okay,
yeah, I mean, and it's cool because every level starts off with it just gives you the year, so more or less how much time has passed. It's like, oh, okay, they lived in this house for the last 4 years. They've now moved into a digs where they're sharing space with someone else. So if you're watching the video feed, this level, it's, I suppose, like a varsity level. I've just finished varsity and I'm now sharing space with other people, which is why
I can tell so much just about you by how you're packing certain things. Like you've put the toenail clipper in the shower, which I found very strange.
Where do you keep your toenail clipper?
In a cupboard.
Oh no, it's got to go in the shower, man. What are you talking about?
Interesting. Okay. And I see your go-to tactic is putting everything on the floor, getting the box away, and then sorting shit out. Yeah. I guess I need to know why there's a drain in the middle of this bathroom though.
Because I'm assuming that floor gets very wet.
They're just expecting it to like flood in there.
But it's interesting you said, because I watched Landscape. She also played the whole game from beginning to end, loved it. And yeah, we had different approaches where I was very quick to just empty the boxes so I could see what to put where she would unpack the box and put things one at a time. And when I asked
where did she put the toenail clipper?
Probably in the shower as well.
Fuck's sake.
But when I asked her, because I was like, why don't you put things on the floor? Because it's easier to, then sort stuff. She said, no, she hates adding the extra step. It's just quicker to put things on the shelf directly. I was like, okay, that's fair.
Okay, yeah.
But
I can see so you can zoom into the little rooms that you're in.
Exactly,
and Is it very finicky, like placing small items?
No, so that's what I was going to get to, is that, story aside, very clever. The way the game works, it's designed so well that I was kind of worried that with games like this, there are lots of, I suppose, instances or potential opportunities where things can go wrong or be irritating. Like, I want to put this item on here. Oh, it doesn't fit. The game hasn't thought about me putting this item on the surface. But that's not the case at all. It feels like the devs have really put a lot of time into making sure that the game feels good. Things slot into place perfectly. So if you're looking now, for example, I'm packing a drawer, but it just clicks into obviously an invisible grid of sorts, but it's done in a way that feels seamless and natural. Like that drawer's packed now, it looks how it would look in real life. It's not a thing of, damn, I couldn't fit this box in. They didn't think about this. Exactly. But legitimately, they've put a lot of effort into making sure that, things, there's thought given into, so if you're unpacking a room, for example, you can see there's been some thinking or some thoughts put into like, okay, we're going to give the player, for example, I don't know, like 4 photo frames. And we'll put this table here, which is where the photo frames should technically go. Like they would fit so nicely there, but the player doesn't have to. They could put them, on another counter, or just you could put them in another room if you really wanted to. There's been a lot of thought put into that. And it's just, I don't know, I was honestly blown away by this game because it like I said, it just caught me off guard. It's far more than just a game about, unpacking boxes. For all intents and purposes, the loop is you're unpacking boxes, but just the joy you get from you not only packing something neatly or whatever, but from just realizing, oh, this character is a budding graphic designer, because I can see they've got a whole lot of, as a kid, they've already had, for example, crayons, whatever. Now they're an adult. They've got a drawing tablet. They've gone and pursued this as a career. You just infer things like that. And I just can't stress enough. It's just such a smart idea. I would never have thought a game like this could tell a story. Because on paper you'd never think that. It's just yeah.
And it doesn't get because I mean, each level, for lack of a better word, is a new place that you just need to unpack and move into. That never gets tiresome.
No. Okay. I guess look, it's funny because when you move into the bigger places, so I'm going to go with this level, it's a shared space. There's a lot of just random stuff everywhere, and you can't move your roommate stuff because obviously it's their stuff. So you kind of have to fit into their space. And initially it seems overwhelming, like, oh my God, if you have any OCD tendencies or messes upset you, you might be like, oh my God, I can't do this. But it's funny because just the whole act of opening up the boxes and getting it done, it feels good. Like it is really, there's definitely a zen aspect to this game of there's a lot going on, but when you get through it, it's just, what a sense of, like I did it. I made it work. It's great.
But that's also quite clever because it's like in real life, if you're living with a roommate, you have to kind of like concede, or not concede, like you are sharing that space. So you have to make concessions on where you can put things. So
it's funny because it almost gives the game it makes it feel like a puzzle. It's got a puzzle spin on it. But it's not this thing of, okay, you're moving into the shared space. There's only a limited amount of tiles and things have to go into a specific place, else you're not going to finish the level. Because finishing a level is making sure all the boxes are empty and that everything's in a place. So there are limitations. You can't leave a pan on the floor and be like, I've done it. I've unpacked it.
You've got a toaster on the floor. Yeah. You've got everything. Yeah.
No, the game will tell you, no, it'll highlight it and this needs to go into a cupboard or onto a space, whatever. But there is almost like a mini puzzle aspect. And I say puzzle very loosely because ultimately you can, if there's an open counter, you can put anything you want there, or if there's an open shelf. But there is a puzzle aspect to the game of trying to make things work in a room, or, moving things into other rooms because they make more sense there, or there's just more space in that room.
Okay.
Yeah, but the game's super short. I think it's 7 or 8 levels. They take, the first ones when you're managing one room are very quick, but towards the end you are unpacking a whole household. So they're anywhere from 10 minutes to like 45 minutes, maybe an hour, I'd say. And the whole playthrough is 3 to 4 hours. So it's really bite-sized. And I can't stress enough. It's honestly,
you could play like one move a day or something.
Yeah, you could do it in bite-sized chunks. You could do it in one sitting. And it's worth playing. It really, really is. I can't stress enough, more than just, you're not just you are just unpacking boxes, but it's more than just unpacking boxes.
I really love this art. Like
the art style.
It's like very detailed pixel art. Like
but
I really, really
I can't tell you the detail on the the game itself, but on the sound design as well. I mean, you might have seen some tweets going around. There's one, I love this one tweet where the person's literally moving like a spray bottle. So every time you pick up an item, it makes a noise. Every time you put it down, it makes a noise. Almost reminiscent of if I've got a glass bottle and I put it down on this counter, it's going to make this noise. There was a tweet going around with somebody moving a spray bottle just onto different surfaces. So like putting it on a tiled floor, putting it on a counter, and every time there was a different noise. Like that's the level of detail this teeny tiny little studio from Australia, if I'm not mistaken, has gone into with this game. It's incredible. Like what a charming indie game that deserves all the praise it gets. Like I
think the tweet said there were 14,000 Foley sound effects recorded in this game. Like that's an immense amount of work.
For eight, I think it's 7 or 8 levels. It's insane.
Oh my god, is that a GameCube?
It's a GameCube.
Oh my goodness.
Turns out your character's a gamer because let me tell you, these consoles persist throughout.
What is that other console there? That looks like an Xbox.
I think it's just a decoder. It might be a PS2 actually. Looking at it, or a decoder.
Like black controllers there. So.
I think looking at it now, it might be a PS2. I don't know.
It looks like an Xbox One, like the VCR Xbox One. But then why would that be in the same age as a CD player and a GameCube? So that
really your character's a bit of a collector. There's a 3DS or a DS that persists for a number of moves. Let me tell you.
Okay.
And that always went onto the bedside table where it belongs for when I want a game before I sleep.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And this is on Game Pass.
It's on Game Pass. I think, it's on Game Pass, but the game itself is available on every other platform from Switch. I think it's on PlayStation as well. I could be wrong.
Let me double check.
It's not expensive either. I think on Switch, I do not know the price on Switch, but I think on Steam it's super cheap. It's like 140 Rand, if that. Give or take a few.
Unpacking is on Xbox One, Switch, Mac. No, it's not on PlayStation.
Not on PlayStation, okay.
Yeah, so it's Xbox,
take it back.
Switch, and PC essentially.
Mm.
So I guess that's why it's on Game Pass. Maybe it's a exclusive launch on Game Pass.
Yeah.
That's cool. And it's on Game Pass on PC as well, correct?
Yeah, I played this on PC. So look,
this looks like a mouse game.
It's a mouse game, but I have seen. I mean, I follow the accounts on Twitter now. They have shown some clips of how the game works with the controller, and it works. So don't let that dissuade you if you do not have a PC. Play this game. It's real good.
I'm pretty sure this will run on kind of anything.
Anything, yeah. It's super heartwarming, just a good time. And the music as well. It's great. So yeah, you should play it.
I'm keen to give it a go. It looks like a really nice Zen experience. I want to see if I can get Shani into it because she's, we were talking yesterday actually about it. She's got the typical millennial gaming brain where it's like she's been like won over by instant gratification mobile games. So that's why I think she struggles when I try to get her to play something on
Breath
Switch,
of the Wild.
because as soon as there's like a point of friction, like a puzzle that she can't solve or whatever, she's like her brain is just like bouncing off of it. Yeah. So I don't know if this will scratch
I think
that
she
itch,
will. I mean,
we'll
it's funny. I was playing this one morning before work, and Lenska laughed. She's like, "Oh my god, you playing that?" Because I showed her the trailer weeks ago. I was just like, "Look at this indie game. It looks like a good time." And then she starts work before I do, and she looked over. And she says, "Oh, you laugh." Says, "Oh, you playing that Unpacking game?" I said, "Yeah, it's really good." So I finished my level, then I passed the mouse to her and I said, "Here, play it." And she said, "I should not be doing this." Played it for a couple of minutes, went back to work that evening. She's like, "Can I play that Unpacking?" I was like, "Yeah, you can."
I knew it was coming.
You just have to, you've just got to tease with the little introduction. And she loved it. She played it in like two evenings of an hour and a half each, if that. So yeah, it's a good time. Unpacking. What a surprise little indie hit.